What's it? Create a page. So this is what I've got so far, and the picture, the photos should load. However, I'm unsure why they're so far apart. I try to align them.
Yeah. Anyway, there are ways to do that, but you do that better when we start using CSS. You do float and other things. So don't worry about that. Well, at this stage, Sister Larry and all of us, what we are trying to do is to make sure you use the elements correctly, HTML elements. We are not interested as much in the beauty of the data for the time being. You understand? We are more focused on you knowing how to use the IMGSRC, width, height, all of those things. That's our focus, and also the other elements. So when it comes to styling, which is what CSS is all about, we'll focus on the alignment, margin, border, padding, all of those things. We'll deal with it. So don't worry, just stay tuned.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how far I got to. So
yeah, click the
that's and then in terms of the code, let me go back to it again, right click. So the code, I try to clean it up as much as.
Yeah, so your UL, and then your code is beginning to start looking like soldiers on the parade. That's fine. That's okay. That's fine. Wait. Am I saying the close HTML?
Sorry, sir.
Have closing HTML. Scroll down, Sister Larry. It looked as if you didn't have closing HTML.
Scroll down. Yeah. No, okay, yeah, that's true. Well, yeah, you're right. I think I missed that out.
No.
No. So what happened is like
unpardonable sin.
No, you know what? I actually had to cut it off. I cut off some bits of my my text because they didn't really align. So and you can see I was trying to correct a few things. If you can see what as I was indenting, there was like it was creating some gaps here. So I had it in a few others, and I tried to cut off the rest so that I could fix these ones.
Never forget the closing tag, the body and the HTML tag.
It was on there. It's just I mistakenly cut
it off. Yeah, and when you are showing it to me, it wasn't there, and
it wasn't there.
I will always look for it.
Yes,
because that's what this class is all about. That this class is all about the elements and the attributes that we know them and we use them correctly. And the fundamental ones are the HTML, the doc type. I always will look for them.
Yeah. So one other thing I wanted to ask you. So in the course of indenting and making them look pretty, I mean, it brought up.
Yeah. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about those.
All right.
Don't worry about it.
Thank you, sir.
Don't worry about it.
I'll stop sharing now.
Yes. Okay, so I reclaim most, and then we go to Demola. Demola, did you have your work done? Yes.
So, sir, for the homework, I didn't know that we're meant to like finish the whole page. Was that what we're meant to like finish coding?
Just show what you've done. Don't worry. Just show what you've done.
Yeah, it was just the homework that's to do the website. No, just yeah, it was just homework to do the website. There wasn't really much to do because like I didn't see a lot of things that were wrong with it, with the code.
Yeah. And then you have your pictures.
Yeah, these are pictures.
Yeah. Your work was a bit neater. We said it last time. So right click on. Let's look at the code. Let's look at the source code.
Okay. Well, my thing's not working.
At least. Yeah, so let's go scroll down to the top. Let's see that we have the closing tag for HTML. Yeah, and body. Yeah, that's fine. up again. Let's see the top. Yeah, that's fine. The DL, 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 DT, DT, DT. So your first line 15 is not correct. You know that. The DT has to come before the DD. You
Oh, I
understand?
was trying, yeah, because in the
So
website,
it's
the
all
web,
mixed up somehow in that place.
wait, I was trying to make it like 1.1 is a bit farther from
Oh,
one.
you could have just used other list, that one.
Oh,
Or just use OL. Yeah. OL,
yeah,
OL will have solved the problem, will have done that. And then you didn't have to worry with the second one. Even if you want to do the second one, you could still use OL and it will still work.
yeah. I did something similar by making it go back instead of going to the front here.
Oh, yeah,
What was it exactly like the same thing?
yeah. So, yeah, that's fine. But you use the definition list and you didn't specify them properly. So that's, I'm always on the lookout for such things.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay. Then you have your P is fine. The P is fine with the style. Then I saw a D L D L A and then the DT, just one. A list of one item. Okay, that's great. Could I
Yeah.
just use or that list or OL or UL?
Okay.
Where we use you see where you could have used where you could have used data definition list is from 28 to 32. You could have had DD for Arabic and then the term and then the definition, the term and then the definition.
Yeah.
But then you use LI, you understand what I mean? But
Yeah.
where you have used OL, you use DT, you try to use DL, but it's fine gradually. But pay attention. Look at the syntax of how we use. So it should be DL, then DT, DT, DD, DD, DT, DT, DD, DD, DT, DD. So for every DT, there must be a DD. For every DT, there must be a DD. Do you understand?
Yeah.
That's the way we use it. So you could have used that. What you have done in 15 to 19 is what could have done in 28 to 32. Do you understand? Because
Yeah.
that's where you really need it. So so Arabic will be DLD, but don't worry yourself about it. But that would have been the best place to use it.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's fine. It's okay. If you like, you can correct it. I won't
Yeah,
bother
I'll correct it.
anymore. But yeah. Okay. So next is who? Next is David. Yes.
Yes, sir. Oh, good afternoon, sir.
Yeah. Good afternoon, David. How are you?
I'm good, sir.
Yeah. So it's your turn now.
I'm ready. Oh, okay, okay.
You say?
No, you've not shared me, like, you've not made me the host, so that's what I was saying. And you've
Yeah.
done that,
Yeah.
sir.
I've made you now
So this is my assignment. I just made a little modification to it.
to the previous one.
Yeah, some of my styling wasn't correct. And I made some mistakes. And I've tried to sort them out in the place of
Okay, I
so
saw
yeah,
bold.
this
I see this bold and bold thing. Can you let us see your right click and let us see your code? Or
yeah, this
scroll
is
to
the
the
code
place.
by the right hand side, sir.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Scroll to the top.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so we have okay, HTML, doc type, HTML, body, yeah, H1 correct, PP, yes, UL, ULLI, H2, content. Then you have style equals the decoration none, color set. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Scroll down, scroll down, scroll down.
Okay.
So and then we have Arabic. So you did the strong. That's fine. So I will have used the definition list, and then that's fine. But it's okay. Strong. That's okay. Strong Roman. Okay, that's fine. So I see you having your style here, and you have put the style there.
Yeah. This for this aspect.
Yeah, for the div. So you're styling the div element.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay, that's fine.
And I was able to use the picture here instead of the table I did the last class.
Yeah. That's fine. It looks really fun. You did it, man. You tried to do it manually last, but you used picture this time. That's also fine.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Okay. Fine. Good. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we come to who next is Rashid.
Yes, sir. Tola gave me homework to bring to the class today, so I'll show you.
Okay. Yeah.
He said he thinks I might be ready to join the main class, but I can't share my screen.
Yeah. I've made you host.
No, it says it's disabled.
Wait. Let's see. Reclaim. And then that should be make host. Yes. You should be host now. Yeah.
Oh, this was the page she had me make.
The full stacking. Okay, it says you should make your CV.
No, so it's none of the information is real. Like I just copied what he had on
I
it.
say you should make. It says you should make a CV.
Yes, but I didn't have any. I just put like a made up
that's
CV.
fine. That's fine. It's okay. What we are interested in is not the information there, but in the way you have presented it. So you have inserted the image there correctly, which is fine. Right click on put your cursor on the image. Let's see if you have an.
No, I downloaded it and then
Right
found
click
it
on
in my files.
the thing and go to source. Let's see. Okay, so you have this long list of formatting of H1, H2, H4 things. I'm not going to be looking at that yet because my focus is not on styling yet as much. My focus is more on the element, on the HTML elements. So H1.
So can you move it?
Hello, David, did you just talk? Okay, so
No, sir. Okay.
okay.
Oh, sorry.
No problem, that's fine. So H1 full like that. Then you have this HR there, and then H1. So you have this definition list item there, DLDL, DTD, DD, MBR. Why did you have to put a BR in between? You don't need a BR. It's going to be there automatically. Go back. Let's see. Why do you have to put a BR within the definition list?
When I didn't have the BR, the line came close and I didn't like it. And then when I put it, it gave me a little more space there.
Okay, so all of such things you will use CSS. When we do CSS, you use CSS to deal with margin and padding, like that. That's what happens.
Okay.
That's okay, since you just want to make it beautiful and that's where you put it. That's fine. I was wondering semantically, you don't have to put a BR in a list or a table to be there automatically.
No.
Right click and go back and let's see. Let's scroll down still. Okay, so you still have, so you see you have the same issue putting BR after LI.
Yeah. Anytime I put the BR, it was just
that's I'm talking about line 71.
Which one?
Line 71. Yeah. That BR. So semantically, that didn't look right. But normally those type of things, the things you want to do, we are going to be able to do them effectively with CSS. That's what CSS is for. Styling, placement, alignment, all of those things. That's what CSS is. Initially, we do have HTML does have facilities for doing those things, but you are discouraged from using them. Like, for instance, you can use HTML to center, you can use HTML to align, but it is preferred to use CSS to do that. Okay. All right, that's fine. So we'll go to Joshua. So let me reclaim from you. Joshua, we are coming to you. Just show us your last assignment. Don't worry. Just show us your last assignment. Show us what you've done. Quickly.
Uncle, can you see my screen?
Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can see your screen.
Oh, so that's what I did. This example of what I did with Uncle Tom. And
okay, that's to show the definition list. Yes.
yeah, and this is another one. And the other one I was doing was with you, but now I forgot how to save the image.
How old are you that you are forgetting?
I tried to do it, but there's something wrong I'm doing. And there's one more step that I forgot.
Okay. All right. You will
So
talk with them.
So I did this, then I said, let me see if there's fish.
Fish. Yeah, you have it there. You have fish.jpg. But
Yeah,
the thing is, you
when
have here now JPEG. So you have to be sure that when you are calling it, you are actually calling fish.jpg. But you might also have been fish.jpg.jpg. So you might have two JPG there, and that is why it is not working. So put it there, JPEG, yes. And then put the dog is JPG as well. So put JPEG there, EG, like that. So you see, you can see it now. There is the cut space dog or whatever that you had there. That's one kind. Save it. Let's see what refresh. Yeah. See? That was just, so it was just you saved the file as JPEG, and you're having JPEG in your code. You got to look. So you got to make sure that you look. So look at the file that you are looking. So if at any time any one of you is trying to access a file and it doesn't work, look, typographical issue is one of the problems that programmers have, or coders. Typographical issue, it may just be a single I or a single dot somewhere, could make you spend a long time trying to solve a problem. Like for instance, now he's looking for JPEG. He has typed JPG. So, and that is why the image was not showing. But now we can see it. Okay, so that's fine. Let's go to Ferrami.
Thank you.
Okay, no problem. So we go to Ferrami. Where's Ferrami? Yeah, Ferrami. Ferrami is you now. Go on. You have the floor. So Favor should be getting ready, and Favor should be getting ready. Okay, Ferrami. Yeah. Okay. So right click. Let's see the. First, go up first. Scroll up. Is this the beginning? Scroll up. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Right click and show us the source. Let's look at the code. Okay, scroll up. Okay, so we have doc, we have the HTML, we have the body, we have the title. Okay. We have each one, that's fine. Then we have a UL, and then we have the li, and then we have the li, and then the closing UL. We have the H1 span, and then span H. So we have the H2 span, and then span in between. Okay, so in the following, okay. I'm even seeing script. Fermi, how did you get script in there? And I'm seeing window layer. I don't expect to see all those things. Yes, I am, and I'm sure you don't even know why you're putting them there. Yeah?
Yeah, I led you for from W3 schools.
Okay. Yeah, we are not doing script yet, so I didn't expect to see script yet in your work. I might see a little bit of style, but not in-depth style. Because I want us to have in grounding everything we're doing. Scroll down still more. And then I'm seeing very heavily classed styles. Page numbering.
I put some links there.
Yeah, I can see the links. Go back to the file. Let's see. Let's take a look at. Okay, so src equals page numbering.pmg, decoding equals a sync, and all of those things. Follow me. Did you use a code generator? Farnham, did you use a code generator?
No.
Okay, well, I'm saying decoding equals async, width equals 600. Those type of things, they are looking like maybe ChatGPT did it. But anyway, it's okay.
I tested some. I didn't know they are going to actually work.
Okay. All right. Okay. So we in this, yeah, that's fine. Let's close it up. It's fine. Good. Let's go to. I'm going to take. So it's fine. Then, thank you. Let's go to favor. I reclaim host, and then we go to favor, and then we just favor. Yeah, favor. Yeah, go.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yes.
All right. Sharing screen. Okay. Is nice, sir.
Yeah, I can see this
Okay.
the grain, the fancy HDR package, the grain there, and then the bullet with the bold, and then the pre-test. That's fine. Okay, so how did you do this? The arrow open, that one. How did you do it? Is it an image?
Downloaded, yes, an image. I downloaded the green arrow image. I found.
Right click on it. Let's look at this. Yes.
Okay.
That really looks good.
Sorry.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Scroll down. Okay, and that's image. That's fine. Thank you. So guys, what we have been looking, you see this thing that we have been looking, we are trying to look at it as a summary of everything we have been doing. You know, all the formatting work we did, all the understanding, looking at HTML elements and attributes, all the work that we did on lists, you know, like ordered list and unordered list, definition list, you know, all the formatting types, the work we did on styling, the work we did on format, italics, bold, you know, all of those things. Those are the things that we are trying to look at in the assignment that we have just looked at. Okay, we are still going to come back to them, so you shouldn't forget them. Okay, so I'm going to take back post and then I'm going to start the class. So today we are introducing an entirely new topic. We are introducing forms. Who knows what forms are? Who can tell us what forms are? Forms. What are forms? Forms. Who can tell us what forms are?
Something you fill out
I think
like
form is
to give your
just a way.
details.
So
Okay,
form is Yeah, form is the data capture, is the principal data capturing tool for the web. Okay. So even if you just go to, so let's go to, even if you just go to even if you just go to Google, let's go to, so even look at this. This is a form. So anything that captures information, that captures information from the user is a form. And when you are dealing with form, you begin to think in two ways. You begin to think in two dimensions. You begin to think front end and back end. And that's what I'm introducing you to today. So you know that when the person is trying to access a resource on the internet, is doing it through a browser, yes? So we have been working through browsers. So, but this browser must get resources. So the browser will do this. The browser gets resource from a web server. So it gets resource from a web server. So this is how internet works. So the web server. So this is the user, and this is the information that you want. So the user get that. But there are times when the web server wants information from the user. So a form is what so user fills a form, and that form gets passed information to the web server. Okay. So whatever happens at this end is called front end, and whatever happens here happens at the back end. Okay. So you have those two sides to the story. You have these two sides to the story. Okay, so the front end and then the back end. So today we are going to, so form is a way that enables the user to submit an information to the back end for processing. So let's say you want to buy something from from Amazon. You will fill your name and you fill your card, you fill whatever item you want to buy, and then the information will be submitted to Amazon. Then Amazon will then do some things on their own process, and then they will come back to you. So if they want more information, they ask you for more information. If not, they will send to you whatever. So that's the way form happens. And so that's what we are going to be learning. We are going to be learning about forms. So a form, the form element has several components. So let's go to okay. So I was trying to come to this. So okay, so here we do have, okay, I do have it. So let me use this to demonstrate. So form
Uncle, you're mute. You're mute. Uncle, I can't hear you.
So I think you're on mute.
Yes. Okay, so sorry, I was muted. Can you guys all hear me now?
Yes, Uncle, I can hear you.
Oh, sorry about that. So where did you guys stop hearing me?
Yes, sir, we can hear.
At what point did you guys stop hearing me so I can know what to do? Okay, so I was explaining to you about form. I said that a form has two parts. Form has the front end part of it, which is the form and on the browser, and then the backend part of it is the web server that processes the information. So usually, this might mean the front end may be HTML, and then the backend may be PHP language. So PHP is a particular language, maybe PHP. So maybe front end, or it may be PHP, or it may be Node.js. Or it may be ASP.NET. These are all backend languages, ASP.NET. These are all backend languages. So, but in this case, we are going to just, for this class, we are going to look at HTML and we're going to look at PHP. So the PHP is just for you to just see what works and what does not work. So, like I was saying, the form element has the form as its name. So you have the form element, and then you have attributes like action and method. These are the most important attributes of form element. So the first one talks about the address of the backend process that's going to process the form. The address of the backend that's going to process the form. So in this case, we are going to see this backend at work today. And then the post is a particular method. So there are several methods that can be used. So we have get, we have push. So there are several methods, and these are all they are all hypertext. They are all methods for processing communication between entities on the internet. So we have various methods, but the most important one that should familiarize us with are get and post. So we are going to, so let's call it post. So that is this line. This line is the opening line, and then out at the closing of it is the form. So the form tag. So that closes it. And inside there are input elements. So form has these three parts: the opening tag, and then the attributes, which include the action attribute and the method attribute mostly. The action attribute talks about who is going to process the form. Who are we sending this form to? And then the method, what method are we using? Are we using post, or are we using get, or are we using, push, or are we using put? Are we using, those are all methods that can be used. But most often you will see get and post. Those are the two methods that you will see most of the time. And then so this is who is going to process. So in this case, we are saying somewhere there's a local host on this machine that's going to process this form when the form is sent. That's what we are doing. So now the other things are the content that we want to send. So usually we have input elements. So the input element, the first input element label is just to label input element. But then we have the input. So we have input type equals text, and then ID equals name, and then name equals name, and then we have the required attribute. So required is saying that the user must supply this information. If the user does not supply the information, the form will not be submitted. Okay. Another thing, okay, so we'll come back to it. So, and then, so we see label, then we see input, and then we see input type equals email. So this one expects an email. We see another label. So this one talk about the email, this one talk about the message. So here we have another type called text area. So you will see all of them. And then we have another type called radio type, and then another type called radio type. And here we have label again. We have another type called checkbox, and then we have input type called reset, and another input type called submit. So these are all input types. So take from here to here are all inputs. These are information that will be sent from the form to the backend. Okay. So first, let's look at how does this look when we look at it. So let's start with, okay, so let's take this form. Let's take this form and see how it looks. So let's put it here. So if we drag this here, so if we paste this, so if we save it, so if you look here, this form that we have just put looks like this. So this, so these are like, this is the label for this, and this is another label for this. This is the label for this. This is the label for this, and this is the label for this. And then we have these two buttons, cancel and submit. So this is how it looks when you look at it. But if we, so we can make this a little bit. At times, if we want to get involved in the arrangement, we could format it a bit differently, so we can add things like make it be. Maybe let's put all of those ones on one line. So we put this one on another line. And then, so that when we come back to look at that form, it now looks like this, okay? So guys, you see, this is the way the form now looks, okay? So do I have any question from anybody about this form?
Can you have the post and the two methods in the same type of form, or does it only have to be...
No, it's got to be one or the other.
Okay.
Because the two methods, they do two different things. See, when you want to carry the payload, when you use, okay, we are going to actually use both, and you will see how both do in the class. We are going to use both. So let's start with this. Okay, so if we start with get, let's start with get. So if we start with get, we convert this to get. What will happen with that if we do this? All of these things will now be created as so if we save it, so let's copy this and let's create a page. Let's make it a page. So let's go to our normal classwork. Okay, classwork here, and then we come here, and then we say, let's create, let's open this. So I always will go, okay, so let's go. So we do this, and then we click save as, and then we call it form entry .html. So let's call it form entry like that. And then we save it. So if we come back to that place where we have it and we look for form entry, we should see the same. Yeah, so this is it. So if we do this, so you see that form looks exactly like that. So because if we do this now, let's say name is Ben Johnson. Email is Ben. Let's just try to make a mistake with the email. Ben, and message is, how are you doing? And then gender is male, and then we want to subscribe to the, so if we click, so we have two buttons here. This one is called reset. If we click reset, it clears, can you see? Reset will clear everything there automatically. So reset is one of the infrastructure that is a particular type that we have on the form as an input element that will it will wipe if those things, it will not submit it, will just clear it. That's this. So let's go to, let's view it again and view page source. So what we are saying is this, you see this, it's a particular input type reset. What it does, it will just clear everything. It will just wipe the data. So it will just wipe it will not send it, it will just wipe it. Okay. So let's enter it again. The same thing, Ben Johnson. We say Ben, and then we say, how do you do? And then we say, the gender is male, and then we say we want to subscribe, and then we say submit. So now we see it's telling us it should be an email address type. So we intentionally committed that. See so we making this a type of email by calling it type of email. We are adding a layer of validation on the form, which means that the form is going to not process if it is not the correct form type. If it's not the correct type, it will, so it's good. So let's make it correct. So it will not submit it if it's not correct type. So Ben at Johnson.com. So now it will recognize it as a form. So if we, and also I think it is, so if we don't put anything here, let's try to submit it without having anything. Because we said this is required, so because we said required, so we're going to talk about form validation at some time in the future. But HTML now has inbuilt some semantic validation that you can use. Like, because we put this word required here, the submission will not happen until that thing is done. So we go back there and make the submission correctly again. So here. So we had Ben Johnson. So Ben Johnson. Okay. So there are a number of other values. So now we make everything correct. So let's submit. So if we submit, so what I want you to know is this. Can you see? So the problem with the get method is that get method, we put all your payload on the body of the text. Can you see name equals Ben? So anybody can see what you send, and you don't want that. So it is only when something that you want, public information, that you can put with the get attribute, with the get attribute of form. If you send your form with get, everybody will see. Let's say your password is there now, everybody will just see it. Even people using, people reading online or looking at your internet, looking at your maybe possibly scanning the net, will see the entire thing, the message that you have sent. So your password will be there. Everybody will see it. You don't want that. That's why we don't use get for most information resource and for most form processing. We don't use get, because when you use get, it passes all the information in the URL. So you just make question mark and then Ben equals this. So do you understand, everybody? Is it clear to everybody what we have just done? So I demonstrate to you the weakness of, this is the weakness of HTML, the weakness of the get. So because we use this, because we use get, so because we use get here, this get that we have used as the method of sending this is what makes the form to display everything outside for the entire world to see. You don't want that to happen. So if I did mean we did post, so if you come here and we did post, let's close this and let's go back to this place and make this to be post. So is there anybody who has any question about why we are not using get most of the time? We only use get for small things, like maybe possibly if you go to Google and you search for an item, let's say you search for book on HTML. Okay, so you do that. If you do that, you will see it's going to put that, you see that question mark, op equals this, lang equals this, all of these things are sent by get. So if you do this, can you see search client equals, can you see it? Because it's using get, that's why all that information is there on the URL. You don't want that for highly valuable data. You don't want that to happen. So because you don't want that to happen, you will use post instead of get. Do you guys understand? So we will use post instead of get. So you understand why we are using post now. So the next thing is this, what happens to this one? That's the next thing I want to show you. So if we go to, so let's save this now. So we are using post now instead of get. So let's reload the form again. So we reload this form. So we say now info. Okay. See, let's use the same person, Ben Johnson, and then the same email address, benjohnson@johnson.com. And then this is also another test. Okay. And then we do email still, and then we want this, and then we submit this form now. If you look, you will not see all of those information in the body of the form. It's not, it's there. So it goes straight to the so now we are the thing is being processed at the back end. Can you see it's being processed at the back end? We are going to come here and we are going to now do something. So you see it has back end has received the information and they have done that. We are going to work together to tune that right now. So we are going to tune what to do, what the backend should do. So this class is not for PHP. We are not teaching PHP in this class, but PHP is the language that was used that processed this form. So we put the thing here. So if you look at the form, we say you should call that form, and then it's going to call a file called test.php, that form here, and then it's going to call that with method of post. So when it does that, it's going to send all of this information to that form, and then it's the result of that form to process. So let's look at how that form is. So this is the front end. We are now going to go to the back end and see how it does that work at the back end. So let's go. So the first thing is we have a name. So name. So the first thing is name. So let's go. We are going to process the form. So we are going to process the form. So let's go. So I have the copy of what it will be of a PHP, a lightweight PHP file that's going to be at the back end. I have it here. So you guys will have a look at it. So the client's name is name. So it's supposed to be. So it's going to come by post. So the method we are expecting is post. Okay. So whatever come by post, if it is name, so we are talking about this guy here. We're talking about this guy here. So whatever comes here is post. So post of name is going to be like that. And then another post, which is email. So that is email. And then another post, the next word is message. So we are going to put message there. Message. And then the next post is gender. Yes. The next is gender. ID equals male, gender, value equals, so type equals radio, name equals gender. So now let's do, so what we want to just simply do is accept this message at the back end and thank the user for sending them. So that's the limit of the PHP that we're going to learn in this class, okay? But I'm just doing it so you all understand exactly what happens when you fill a form. So so this is message is, so client's message is that, and then client gender is gender, and then client's so gender, and then so that's subscribe. Does client subscribe? So we have a client. Does it subscribe? So let's comment. Let's subscribe. Subscribe. Okay, so let's just work with only this. So now I'm going to take this now. I'm going to go to, so on this computer here, I have a website running. So that is this website running. It's an Apache, it's running on Apache, my cloud is running there. So we are going to go to that computer now. We are going to do some things on it. So let's go. We're going to go to that computer now. So we go to the web server. On the web server, typically on the web server, you have the document. So on the document, so let's go to htdocs. In the document, we are going to a folder called Okwe, and therefore we go to a file called test. So this is the file that we are going to modify. So we're going to change this file right now. So change it, and then we just save the work. And then now we come back. So we have all now. So what you see here, guys, this is the back end. This is the server. So this is the server, and the server is running PHP. And the PHP is now what we are going to do. So we don't go back here. We go back to this guy over here. We resubmit this form. Okay, so now there's the form. Okay, there's something wrong on that. Let's quickly correct it. We have something wrong. Where do we have L? So submitting report. Oh, yeah. Client name is, so client name is name. Client name is name. Yeah, sorry. This is not all supposed to be there. Wait, indeed, I thought we copied this. So let's see, we had this thing that we did here. So, okay, so we were wrong. We didn't see all of this. That was why. So, okay. So now this is this, and that is that. So let's save it. Let's save it again, and then let's copy it. See, and then let's go to backend. So we go to, so those are the two major files talking to one another. So our HTML file is talking to the PHP file at the backend, and then together they are going to solve the problem of what we are talking about here. So here we have. So, okay, well, let's go to and then we were looking for form entry, this file. So we have this file there. Remember what we did there? We said Ben, we called Ben Johnson. We said ben@johnson.com, and we said, how are you now doing? We do something like that. We click on the mail, we say we are submitting, and then we submit the form. So now we have submitted the form, and then we get the response from the server. It says, thank you for submitting your report. Client's name is Ben Johnson. Client's email is Ben Johnson. And so the message is, how are you doing? The client data is, and then the client subsidy is, so we have processed that form and we have got the response. So this thing, we have a round trip between the computer, between the browser and the server. The server has processed the information and sent the result back to the user. Okay, do I have any question from anybody in here? So that is how form works. So we are still going to now go into details, talking more about the respective forms, but that is in a nutshell how form works. Okay, questions? The floor is open for questions.
For the input type, what's the difference between ID and name?
So you see, the thing is, when we are trying, one of the attributes that we talk about in styling an element, we talk about it when we are looking at attributes. Remember, we talk. So those are ways of identifying a particular item, so that you can either style it or you can change it using JavaScript. Do you understand? So it's a hook. They are hook for styling and for manipulation. So you may say, I want to read the tape. So for instance, also, that is why we can call this name here. We can call the name. You see, we can say post, method post, and name. That's because we have that name. And then post, method name, and email because we have that email. So that's why. And then when you remember when we did the get, when we did the get machine, when we did the get, it was putting all of those things, say name equals, you put the name, that's where it's getting that from here. Okay. That's why you put it. So the difference between the two is in terms of old machines use name. Most of modern day machines will use ID, but because you want to be backward compatible, you have to use name. Okay. Especially if you are dealing with so you don't know it's going to consume your product. So you got to be alive, and then you got to make data available as appropriate. Do I have other questions? Do I have other questions?
No.
So you guys all understand what we have done today?
I personally don't really have a grasp of it, but I'm going to have to go over the notes again to be able to understand. It's kind of like just gone over my head, to be honest.
Okay. So, well, what we have done is an overview of an entire thing from the front end to the back end. I even introduced you to PHP, which we are not learning in this class. But because I want you to have an idea of what happens when you process a form, that's why I've shown you that, okay?
Yeah.
That's why I've gone through to show you what happens at the back end, like put on a server and then process the form and send the data. And then we also look at what the difference between post and get in terms of get, putting the form on the URL where you have the name equals this, name equals that, so that everybody looking at your URL can, or even sniffing the thing on the hair, can see your information that is being passed. So it is not secure, it's clear text. But whereas with form, the data is hidden in the body of the form. The data is hidden in the body of the form. So that's the thing. So you understand the front end, which is this, and then the back end, which is this. So I think I've given you guys good background of things. So we can now gradually build upon it. So if you're a full stack developer, you will be able to work effectively both in the back end and in the front end. Okay. But in this class, we are focused mostly on the front end. There will be other classes for backend, those who are interested in either Node.js backend, ASP.NET backend, or PHP backend. They can contact us, and then we'll tell them about when those classes take place. Okay, so that is the class today. But as usual, you are going to have an assignment. So your assignment is this: create a web page that has a form, that a login form that captures the following information. Username, which should be type of text, input type of text, and then password, which should be input type of password. And then you should have submit button as well. So he has that. And then the method should be post, is post. And and then apart from the method, the action should go to http://localhost. Who is that? Please mute yourself. localhost/login.php. So it should go to this. You don't have to. Don't have to create the login part. Just the form only, please. That's the assignment. So this is your assignment. That's your assignment. I'm going to put these three in the class. I'm going to put this entire thing on the platform so that you can have it, you can view it, you can look at it. Okay, plus the notes. So that is me, and that's today. Any other question from anybody?
Uncle.
Yes, Joshua.
It's not a question about this, but when everyone leaves, I want to talk to you.
Okay, that's fine.
I want to show
Is there anywhere we can?
Hello?
Is there anywhere we can watch this recording today's recording again?
Yeah. I'm going to. I have all of this recording, but I want to clean it up. That's why I've not put them up. I'll share it with you guys. Okay.
Okay.
I want to, because I want to remove whatever is private things there, those type of things. So that's why I'm not quickly spending them, but they are accumulating, and I know you need them. So I'll quickly do something and put them up for you. I'll share the link with you. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Sorry, when you said, when you said action should go the last line on the assignment.
Yeah, so remember now, I have explained it, Sister Larry. This is action. Form. Action equals.
Okay, the post instead of gets. Yeah.
Method, post.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
So I expect you to just take this one and just do what you're supposed to do to generate a form. Like that will do what I want here. So that's it. It shouldn't be difficult, yes?
Right. Okay. Thank you.
You can do that now, yes, Sister Larry, not so.
By God's grace.
Yes,
I can do all things through Christ.
So, yeah, I'll put this on so you are going to see this on your platform anyway, so don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah, have a nice weekend, everyone.
And you too. Thank you very much. Bye all.
Bye, sir.
Bye.
I'm going to talk to
you.